Hi everyone, I'm Lisa Allen, your host for HTTV's series of Community Champions. Despite the distresses COVID-19 has put on all our communities, we are witnessing a universal generosity from financial donations to volunteering to those who are just sharing their expertise that might support someone else getting back on track. At HTTV, our focus is always on you, our community, and during this pandemic, there's nothing different. We are highlighting extraordinary people who are making up our great community all across the state and basically telling the story of what the best of humanity looks like during a difficult time. Thank you for watching and stay safe. Hi, I'm Lisa Allen with HTTV, and joining me today is the founder of the Summit Area Sewing Squad, Vicki Lederman. Thank you so much for joining me today, Vicki. It's fantastic having you on.
Thanks so much, Lisa. I'm really happy to tell the world about what we're doing here.
Absolutely. It's very exciting. So why did you start the Summit Area Sewing Squad, and what is your mission?
Well, when news came out about the dramatic shortage of masks at the hospitals, I wanted to sew as much as anyone else. So I started asking around, was anybody doing anything? And two friends of mine, Yolanda Fandora and Lacey Wazowski, were starting to organize groups of sewers. And I thought, oh, I could do that too. So I wrote an article for Patch and one for Tapping To. And literally the next day, my email started ringing off the hook with people wanting to help, whether they could sew or not. And within a couple of days, it was overwhelming. It was 70 people. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. So we came together. Someone came up with the name of SASS, Summit Area Sewing Squad. Somebody designed a logo, and we were off and running. And everyone just did what they could. It was amazing. So we started with the mission of making the face masks, supplying Overlook, and as it's grown and expanded, we broadened our mission to supplying any protective equipment that we can, especially face shields, which we're working on now.
That is a lot of people to galvanize in such a short amount of time. How do you organize 70 people in a way that you're actually effective and you're moving in the right direction and getting things done? Who did you have to partner with to make that happen?
70 and growing. I mean, every day I was getting another 10 or 12 more people emailing me wanting to participate. So I divided people up into teams. I split the sewers into smaller groups so it was more manageable. And people who contacted me who couldn't sew, we found other things for them to do, from social media and fundraising to one woman who doesn't sew offered her front porch to be our storefront so that we could have a place to drop off and pick up materials. But the most critical person to contact me from that article was a local executive with Medtronic, the medical device company. Her name is Pam Ritzborn, and she offered to take our masks along with their products that they distribute directly into the hospitals in the tri-state area, into the most critical care need places, to the frontline healthcare workers. And I really responded to that because there's a lot of local effort going on, and we're well served, but you have underserved communities that really were not getting the help they need, and that's where the pandemic was the strongest at the time.
Mm-hmm. How many hospitals, I mean, just off the top of your head, how many hospitals have received, I think you have made 7,000 masks. Is that right?
It's incredible. In a little over a month, this week, we our 7,000 frontline healthcare provider is wearing a mask in one of 50 or more hospitals, we of course started with Overlook, ranging from Holy Name and Teaneck to Jersey Shore to hospitals in Camden, Toms River, and even Delaware. Yeah, it's really been just awe-inspiring that we're able to serve so many people.
How have you raised money and the resources to make this happen? Because you need material, you need sewers, you need money to buy the material. Where does all of this come from?
Well, one of the first to contact me was the company store. which offered to donate out-of-date sheets. And so I now have about a 3-year supply in my garage of these wonderful sheets. So that was taken care of, but I needed money right away. And I wrote an impassioned plea to the other fellow First Foundation in the middle of the night. And they called me up the next morning, not knowing me from anything, and gave us our first donation, which enabled me to buy supplies for the stores. I also got calls from Ed Morgan, who is the president of the New Providence Lions Club, asking how he could help. He heard about us from Joe Savino, who owns Adam's Fine Clothing, an expert tailor shop. And Joe had also put me in touch with the Seton Hall University Future Health Professionals student group, who offered to host a GoFundMe page for us. So that all helped us get started. Since then, Blinds to Go reached out and bought 5,000 surgical masks, which have gone out with ours. And we've been able to secure 250 pairs of Dr. Scholl's foot soles for the aching feet of the healthcare workers. It's been incredible. Because of the distribution through Medtronic, we've been able to collect all these other things. But the New Providence and the Summit Lions Club are handling our finances, which was a huge relief for me because they're a registered 501c3 nonprofit. So that keeps everything above board. They've set up a dedicated online page for SASS, and also are accepting checks through the New Providence Lions Club because we just initiated a major campaign. We're trying to raise $5,000 to buy more face shields. SASS was able to set aside $1,000 to buy 350, which went out last week to the first 7 hospitals. And today, I'm proud to say we just bought our second shipment of 400, which are being delivered as we speak to another group of hospitals. So that's 750 face shields. I'd like to buy as many more as I can. And if we buy enough, then I'd like to be able to send out gowns and all types of protective equipment along with our home masks.
What have you learned about your community through this whole process?
It's been amazing. Just how everyone wants to do whatever they can. And there's room for everyone. We've got people who are handling our social media and our fundraising and all the other different areas. Everyone's got some form of expertise. You never know who you know from another life that can help. Like, for instance, I know a bunch of folk musicians through the Folk Project. Well, one of them owns a mobile sewing machine repair company. And Larry's keeping all our machines humming. So it's just been incredible what everyone has been able to do.
So talk to me about the fundraiser for the Willie Nelson signed mask. I think there's a little bit of challenge that you want to put out there. Why don't you share that with us?
I do. I saw online that Willie Nelson autographed a mask for a sewing group somewhere, and they, I believe, raised $25,000 by auctioning it off. And we're Jersey. I want to challenge Bruce and Bon Jovi. Yo, guys, let's get on this. I got the masks. I got the markers. How many are you willing to sign that we can auction off and raise funds? And what we'll do is we'll reach out to the hospitals and find out what they need for us that we can supply, and all money will go directly to supplying the critical care frontline healthcare providers.
Well, Vicki, HTTV can't thank you enough. You are truly a hero, and you embody the community spirit. We thank you so much for making sure that we're taking care of our healthcare. You're taking care of our healthcare workers, and you're making sure that they have the necessary equipment so they can be healthy and they can help keep our community healthy. One last question for you before I let you go. Is there one story? I know it's so hard because you have 180 people out there who are doing great things and they're sewing, but is there a story of someone you would like to share that encapsulates essentially the spirit of this group?
Well, 2 sewers come to mind. One is a mother and son up in Montclair who didn't know how to sew, borrowed a machine and taught themselves how to sew and are proudly making masks. And the other is a woman who lives way down in South Jersey who somehow saw the Patch article and was just frantic to send out masks with us. Her name is Lydia, and she is a sewing monster. She can make 150 and I've heard 200 masks in a single day. And nobody can do that.
Oh my God.
And she does it. And she so much wanted to be part of this that she was willing to drive up here 3 hours each way to give us her masks so that they could be distributed. Luckily, Medtronic has somebody down there, and he is able to go to her house and pick them up directly from her, and her masks have gone to a whole bunch of places, including Jersey Shore Medical Center and Christiana Hospital in Delaware. And she's also been supplying a veterans home down there, and I believe a nursing home. So single-handedly, she is supplying South Jersey.
That is fantastic. We are so lucky to have you and your group and all your partners. I'd like to thank Medtronic and Lions Club as well, and all the others. I mean, they're too numerous to mention, but they're on your website. We'll be sure to share your website with everybody. In the video, we'll put up the Lions Club for donations. What is the most critical need you have right now?
The most critical need really is to raise more funds for face shields and other protective equipment, and we do need some supplies to keep making masks. For me, the most critical thing is to make it clear that this is a combined effort of at least 150 people. This isn't me. This is 180 people, and I wish they were all here and could all be on camera, because it's really about them. And I just thank every single one of them and hope to be able to meet them all in person.
Oh, well, thank you, Vicki. It was such a pleasure to have a conversation with you today. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you for having me, and let's get the Boston Bon Jovi.
Game on. Have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Lisa.